What is happening, y'all? Thank y'all again for joining the channel. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. If you like what you see, give us a thumbs up or drop a comment if you have one or just a question. I love to interact with you guys. So guys, today we're gonna take a look at the 2025 Nissan Pro-4X. So this is the vehicle that we decided to replace our 5th gen 4Runner with. And primarily, I'm just going to talk about the truck, just do an overview of the exterior, interior. We might take it for a drive. I don't know yet. As I do on this channel, I don't edit anything. This is just freeform, one take, bloopers and all. I don't have time to edit. I'm pretty busy. So let's just do a quick walk around of the exterior. We'll talk about the interior, maybe go for a ride. I'll maybe talk about why I decided to go with a Frontier, but yeah, guys, this is a 2025 Pro-4X. This is the refresh, right? So for the refreshed 2025 models, they give you this updated front fascia, which has the 3 nostrils, which harkens back to those 1980s Nissan hardbodies, those trucks. And outside of the grille and front fascia area, the only other thing that is refreshed on the truck is going to be this tailgate accent piece, which again harkens back to those 1980s hardbody Nissans. But other than that, guys, it's a pretty straightforward affair. This generation of Frontier has been out since 2022. It's a third generation Frontier. The powertrain, though, has been out since 2020. So they debuted this powertrain, this transmission and engine combination. They debuted this in the 2020 Nissan Frontier. It's a naturally aspirated V6. I wish it had a V8. Let me go ahead and open it. Again, one take, there will be bloopers. So it's a naturally aspirated 3.8 V6. Paired to a 9-speed automatic transmission, and it puts out 310 horsepower and 281 pound-feet of torque. It's a great engine, no issues on the engine, and again, this is the 6th year that they've offered this powertrain. The only powertrain recall that they had was with the transmission back in 2022. There was a parking pole recall. Some trucks were affected, not all of them, and they went ahead and took care of it, and they haven't had any issues with recalls on this powertrain, and that was one of the biggest selling points for this truck for me. Look at that, you get hood struts. Pretty awesome. That was one of the biggest selling points for me, was that this did offer a naturally aspirated engine, which is hard to come by in the mid-sized truck segment. And I would trust this over any 4-cylinder turbo that's being offered. It's just proven to be reliable. There's proven reliability attached to this powertrain, and it drives super awesome. I do also want to mention that for 2025, they did do a slight tune to the engine. There's not a lot of literature out there that explains what that performance tune is, but I do know that all Frontiers now tow 500 pounds more, so I'm guessing it has something to do with the throttle mapping and probably transmission mapping, but it definitely feels peppier than the numbers indicate. And we'll take a look at that when we take this thing for a drive. But awesome truck, awesome power. I really like the styling. I think the headlights on this truck are absolutely awesome. When we turn the truck on here in a second, you'll see what I mean. But yeah, this being the Pro-4X. Oh, I also forgot to mention that for 2025, the Nissan Frontier, the Pro-4X models have these updated wheels, which I think look great. They just look like a nightmare to clean. So we'll keep an eye on that. But Pro-4X. So why a Pro-4X? So as some of you know, we do like to adventure. We like to get off the beaten path in this awesome little trailer. And, you know, I like having that capability of 4-wheel drive. You know, I do go off-roading. I like to get out into nature and explore. And having an electronic rear locker like this does, the Bilstein damped shocks, which are awesome, and then just the all-terrain tires from the factory, you know, all of that together is just a good package for me. These tires are hit and miss. You know, some people like them, some people don't. I haven't off-roaded with them, but they are Hankook Dynapro's AT2s. Honestly, they seem on par with what you get with most off-road focused vehicles out off the lot from the factory. I think the Nittos that came on my 4Runner were better, but anyway. Again, no big surprises with this truck. It's been out for a while. Again, just a minor refresh on the outside, on the exterior. And I'll go over the packages that came with it. But of course, it has a dampened tailgate. It's got the spray-in bed liner from the factory. You got bed lights, and all of that is all part of a package, which I will go over when we go into the interior. I'll go over all the packages. Part of what came with this truck too are these side steps, which, you know, I'm not a huge fan of, but they came with the truck. The cool thing about them though is that you can remove the step part and just effectively leave the other part, the mounting portion of that, as rock rails. So that's pretty cool. It came with these mud flaps, which actually extend over the tires, you can see. And because this isn't over stylized and doesn't have extruding flares like the Tacoma, you don't have rocks or anything coming out and chipping your paint. So I really like that about the styling of this truck. But again, this is I believe it's called Boulder Gray Pearl. If you can tell from the camera, hopefully you can pick it up, but it does have some fleck in there. It looks pretty sweet. The paint quality is, I would say, is average. There is some orange peel on the truck, which isn't, you know, uncommon on new vehicles. It looks on par, honestly, with the 5th Gen 4Runner. The 5th Gen 4Runner didn't have as much orange peel, but this doesn't seem as thin as that paint. So we'll go ahead and see what happens. But that's pretty much the exterior, guys. Now, what comes with the PRO-4X package is obviously this decal here, but you get these wheels and tires. You get that with the PRO-4X package. And then you get aluminum skid plate underneath the bash plate. You get these lava red tow hooks. And then you get the Bilstein shocks all the way around. I think, let's go back here. You can see them back here. All right. And we still have just a traditional leaf spring in the back. And then what they did with this new generation of Frontiers, they added this rear stabilizer bar, which actually makes the truck drive really well. And this truck drives phenomenally. It's you know, it's borderline luxury. I know it sounds crazy, but go drive one for yourself. And then you have skid plates all around. They are all steel skid plates except for the front one that is aluminum, full-size spare. And then it's 9.5 inches. It's 9.5 inches of ground clearance to the front differential, 9.8 to the rear differential. So let's just call it 9.5, and that's our true ground clearance. It is a super hot day, so let's hop inside the truck. I'll fire it up, let you hear that V6, and I'll show you the lights, and then we'll go over the packages that it came with, and then just the interior styling, and then just talk a little bit more about the truck in general. But let's fire it up, let you guys kind of hear it fire up. The cool thing, it has remote start that doesn't shut off when you open the doors, so that is super cool. But let's go ahead and fire it up. Man, it's a good sounding truck, that V6. All right, so these are the headlights that it has some really nice daytime running lights, and then it has these really cool little amber lights in there. I'm really pleasantly surprised with the quality of the headlights at night. They look fantastic. It's just a really, really, really cool, nice truck. I'm really enjoying it. Now, the fit and finish on this truck is fantastic. I would say that the fit and finish, truck stays on, you don't have to worry about it turning off, but I would say the fit and finish on this truck is somewhere between a 3rd Gen Tacoma and a 5th Gen 4Runner. All the plastics in here feel substantially better than what you would get in a comparably spec Tacoma. Everything feels solid. These seats are leather. I live in Central Texas, and even though in the heat it can get a little warm in here, they're super comfortable. They are Nissan's zero gravity seats, and basically what they did was consulted, I'll put that in quotes, they consulted NASA on, you know, what is the most natural position in space, or what does your spine do, what does your body do in space, and they did some research and came up with seats that put your body in its natural position to allow less stress onto your spine. And the foam in here is comparable to kind of like memory foam. They're just really comfortable seats. Honestly, the only other seats that I've had that are as this comfortable were in my 2nd gen Frontier, and those seats were awesome, and they weren't zero gravity, so to speak. But everything in this truck, guys, feels super quality, like everything. What I love about this refresh too is this integrated infotainment. It's a 12-inch infotainment. I still have the plastic on there until I get a screen protector, and it integrates seamlessly. It's not a huge iPad sticking out. The wireless Android Auto CarPlay is awesome on this. I'll do a separate video because I don't want to turn on the Bluetooth and have that screw up with my camera, but it pairs up really quickly. I haven't had any issues going wirelessly. You can go wired. And yeah, guys, this infotainment's awesome. It came with the Fender audio system, which I'm not a huge fan of. If you're interested in one of these trucks, I'd recommend skipping out on that option, honestly. And the great thing about this truck is you could probably get one without all the leather and the premium options for like 40 grand, maybe under 40, and that's where the real value proposition is. But everything in here is just quality, guys. It's just a really solid truck. The fit and finish is tight, it's solid. It feels really good in here. Like I said, it feels like a 3rd gen Tacoma. Better than a 3rd gen Tacoma, not as good as a 5th gen 4Runner. Somewhere in between is what I would say the fit and finish and the materials are. You have leather here, you have vinyl here. This is plastic. Honestly, it's not that offensive. The leather wrapped steering wheel feels fantastic as well. And man, I love this hydraulic steering on this. And this is probably the one thing, the most polarizing aspect of this vehicle is going to be that steering. You're either going to love it or hate it. There's no really in between. But man, I love it. This truck feels like a tank. It has that 5th gen 4Runner feel to it that I absolutely fell in love with. And I think that that's what made it really easy to get into this truck and say, oh yeah, this makes sense, right? It has tons of power. The driving of this truck is great. Again, we'll take her for a ride here in a second, but let me show you all the back seat. Because as y'all know, I have kids and we go adventure quite a bit. Now, I gotta unlock it. Look at that, the truck hasn't turned off. My oldest sits here. He's got plenty of leg room with his booster. My other kiddo, I took out his car seat because I actually got him a new car seat. But his car seat fits absolutely perfectly behind my wife, who has plenty of leg room. And you know, I'm 5'11". I'm sitting behind where my wife sits. As you can tell, these two seats are probably about the same. So let's say this is my driving position. I have plenty of leg room. You know, a lot of reviewers out there will say that these seats are super vertical, and they are vertical, but they're not uncomfortable. They are very, very comfortable and tons of legroom. Obviously the 4Runner had a little bit more, but this isn't bad at all. And that's also what helped me make the decision to go to a midsize. But again, this is my wife's seating position when we have the car seat in. I'm 5'11", and you know, my legs and knees aren't touching at all, and I'm very comfortable. I can't speak. Things I don't love about the truck so far: the orange stitching and accents. They're growing on me. I don't mind them, just because this truck really is that good that I don't really mind them. I think they're fine. Especially this Frontier, even though it's in really nice like brushed aluminum, and it's actual aluminum, or it feels like, yeah. There's an Etsy shop that sells like black overlays, and I'll probably black that out But everything else in this truck, man, I absolutely love. It feels great. And then don't just take my word for it. Go get inside one, feel it, touch it, compare it to a Tacoma, compare it to a Colorado, compare it to a Canyon, the Gladiator. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. This truck, again, feels like a tank, feels solidly built, well built. It feels awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and get back into the driver's side. It also has the sunroof. So again, I'm gonna go over the packages now. It's got LEDs, they're pretty bright, pretty good. I got the Monroney. Where'd the Monroney go? I had the Monroney. Let me go get the Monroney. All right. So, look at that, the truck is staying on. The truck stays on, there's no problem with the auto start. Who would have thought? All right, let's look at the Monroney. Oh, also this AC blows super hard. I don't care that there's no vents back there because this AC is probably the best AC I've had in any vehicle. It's really nice. You also have a little, I think it's a 7 or 8 inch little screen here. It's snappy, it gives you enough information. You have analog gauges, hallelujah. It's not all digital junk, and these are more than serviceable. It's great. It gives me more information that I need, honestly. But let's look at the Monroney just to look at the packages and everything that came with this truck, just so that if you're cross-shopping trucks and you want to know what's on this truck, you will know. So, let's see here. Let me get it focused for y'all. So Nissan Pro-4X, this comes with the Pro Convenience package, which is a $2,100 option. This camera is having a hard time focusing, but let me just tell y'all what that comes with. So it's a $2,100 option, and that comes with the spray-on bed liner with Utilitrack system, 120 volt outlet in the bed with rear console, heated outside mirrors, heated steering wheel, heated front seats, LED under rail lighting, remote engine start, trailer hitch with wiring harness, intelligent around monitor, so it has that 360 camera on here, off-road mode, wireless charger, and then it also came with the Pro Premium package for this camera is being junk, but you can, I'll just read it off, but it's $3,000, and that comes with the Fender Premium audio system, which again I wouldn't opt for. It's 10 speakers, it's got a sub in the back, leather appointed seats, auto dimming inside mirror with home link, works phenomenally, auto tilt slide sunroof, so we have this. It's got the Nissan navigation, and then it came with those steps that we talked about on the outside. It came with the electronic tailgate lock, USB charging cable, and then an essentials kit, which is like an adventure medic kit, off-road adventure kit, seat back organizer, and then it had the mud flaps. So all of that, MSRP on this truck is $50,965. I did not pay that. I'm not gonna talk about how much I paid because I just don't like doing that. It's my channel. If you don't like it, you can go fly a kite. But let's just say that you can get one of these trucks for around $45,000 out the door, which I think in this market is an absolute steal with everything that you get. Now, you can opt for one of these Pro-4Xs with just cloth and no 360 camera, no sunroof, none of the premium stuff, and you could probably get one for under $40,000, which is absolutely insane when you compare the fit and finish and the performance that you get out of this truck compared to, let's say, a Tacoma or a Canyon or a Colorado. This truck is a sleeper. Like, this truck is really that good, and this is why I went into this vehicle instead of that 5th Gen 4Runner. That 5th Gen 4Runner, absolutely love that truck. However, as I talked about in my previous video, it has some limitations, and for my case use and for my application and for what I use a truck for, this just made more sense to me. And again, because of the financial situation, because of the inflation in the used car market and because those 4Runners hold their value, again, I was able to get my money back and then some. And so for me, this just made sense. Now, Nissan, are they having issues? Are they having some problems financially? Yeah, they're restructuring, and I don't think they're gonna go under. And I'm gambling on that, maybe. But this just made sense to me. For the value and the value proposition that Nissan gives you for this truck and for what you get, it was a no-brainer for me. This truck is awesome. It's absolutely awesome. I will always obviously update y'all if there's any issues or I find any quirks with it, or if it just ends up being a big POS. But so far, the fit and finish, the driving of it, the looks of it, everything is checking every single box for me. And it did it without breaking the bank, so to speak. Again, every vehicle is expensive now, but it's about the value and the value proposition that you get. And Toyota just wasn't offering anything compelling to me to stick with the brand. And this truck just checks all the boxes for me. Now, like I mentioned, it's not without its quirks, and I'm sure I will find more things to nitpick because that's just the nature of my brain and how I operate. But one thing I don't love is the camera quality. So the camera quality on here, I would say, is on par with the 5th Gen 4Runner. It's not great, but it does give you, 360 view. It has a camera up front. You can go full there. It's more than serviceable, and honestly, I rather have this than not have it. And it works just fine, and I really enjoy it. It has all the tech that you need, and nothing really that you don't need. Even though you don't really need a 360 camera, it is welcome. Overall, guys, I just really love this truck. It feels good, it drives well. Let's go take her for a spin. All right. I know, again, we don't edit on this channel because I just don't have time to sit here and edit, but we're gonna take her on a spin. Look, home link, does it work? Yes, it does, flawlessly. All right, let's take her for a spin. So, camera, not the best in the world, not the worst. I've seen worse. People complain about the hydraulic steering. I'm driving with one hand right now. All right. Okay, so first thing is first, off the bat, and this is just like the point of view from the truck. I'll flip from this view to me talking just because I'm sure y'all get just bored of this, but this is point of view, first person of driving this truck. Now, this truck off the bat is so smooth. The transmission and powertrain, the way that they've tuned this is very, very smooth. It is, I would dare say, as smooth as the powertrain in the 5th Gen 4Runner. Now, that 5th Gen 4Runner, as we know, it has 5 gears. This has 9 gears. So I'm not used to all the gears, but you have to kind of learn how to modulate the throttle on this truck because it likes to get up and go. But it's super quiet in here and it's super comfortable. It's very comfortable. The Bilstein shocks, the way they've dampened them is phenomenal. This has hydraulic cab mounts and urethane jounce mounting points. So it's a very composed truck. It's a very quiet truck, and the Pro-4Xs, they have acoustic glass standard. So acoustic glass standard on all trim, actually on the Pro-4X trims and SL trims. So it's a very quiet ride. It's a very quiet ride. It's a very composed ride, and it just has, like I said, that really beefy Japanese, old school Japanese truck feel. It feels like a tank, but it also feels very refined because of everything that it offers. It all comes together so nicely. So again, the transmission has been tuned perfectly to this powertrain, to this engine. It's quiet. It's a V6, naturally aspirated V6. It gives you the performance that you want, and it's smooth. It's very smooth. So when you put it all together, when Nissan puts this all together, so you have the hydraulic mount hydraulic cab mounts, god damn it. It's hard to say. When you have that, when you have the sway bar in the back, when you have these zero gravity seats, when you have a smooth transmission with a smooth engine, that's tried and true, that is proven to be reliable. You have acoustic glass. You put that all together and it just makes for a very, very composed, quiet, smooth, refined driving experience. Again, don't take my word for it. Go test drive one for yourself, because I was absolutely blown away with the quality of this truck, not just the fit and finish, but the driving dynamics. The visibility on this truck, I think, is the best out of all the trucks. Out of all the mid-size trucks, this has the best visibility. Is the hood tall? All the hoods are tall now, but this one isn't as tall as, let's say, the Tacoma. I can actually see very well out of this truck. I can see well in all directions. It's a very composed, very quiet, great visibility truck. Even with it having leaf springs in the back, dare I say this drives better than that Tacoma. Just because the powertrain is that good. Does the back end get a little squirrely sometimes? Yes, because again, it has leaf springs, but because of those Bilstein shocks that are tuned super well. I had Bilstein shocks on my 2nd gen Frontier, and these are by far better tuned, so far better tuned than those. So they've just calibrated this truck so well for on-road dynamics, and I can't wait to take her off-road and see how she feels. But man, if it's anything like the on-road manners, it's great. Obviously, I think the biggest drawback for this truck is going to be those tires and the ground clearance. The ground clearance isn't great, but it's on par with the 5th gen 4Runner. The 4Runner had 9.6 inches of ground clearance. This has 9.5. So let's call that a wash, but obviously the 4Runner has better departure and breakover angles and approach angles. So, but this thing's very capable. And the powertrain, man, that V6 is just so smooth. I'm telling you, go drive one for yourself. Nissan knows how to make a V6. The VQ engines have been around for a long time. They're reliable, they're powerful. Yes, people say it's got an internal water pump that's going to cause catastrophic damage. I've yet to hear or read about anybody really dealing with those issues. Same with it having direct injection, carbon buildup, etc., etc. You'll be hard pressed to find someone that's actually had a lot of issues with carbon buildup. This is the most reliable midsize truck out on the market right now, in my opinion, and in a lot of people's opinions. And again, the driving, man, it just drives buttery smooth. It is quiet, it's composed. I know there's another YouTuber out there, I forgot his name, but he reviewed an SL of this, and he was comparing it to like a GX 460. And I don't think that's far off. I mean, this is very quiet. It's quiet on the highway. It's quiet just putting around. I've been hitting a bunch of speed bumps here just driving around. It's a really nice truck, guys. It offers a lot for the money. And I just, again, go against the grain. Go check one out. Go test drive one. Go spend some time in it. Nissan's being aggressive with these trucks. Take advantage of that. Don't pigeonhole yourself getting a Toyota or a Colorado or a Canyon, because that's what the marketing tells you. Go drive one of these for yourself, feel it out, feel how good it feels, touch and feel everything. I guarantee you'll be pleasantly surprised. If you can find a truck as optioned as this one, I think you can get a good deal on it. Again, this one is optioned out pretty aggressively. It has all the options, and I've got a smoking deal on this. I think I got a smoking deal, and I got a smoking deal on the 4Runner. So deals are out there to be had, guys, and I think that for what the competition offers, this is a no-brainer. This is the most bang for your buck you're going to get, and it's a reliable, proven truck. People beat it up for being older, because they didn't completely redesign the frame, and they didn't completely redesign certain aspects of the truck, like this. It has a steel bed, it's not composite, but in my opinion, that just makes it more reliable. It's old school, it's proven. Why mess with it? I know that Nissan hasn't had the R&D money or budget to do a complete overhaul like Toyota has with the TNGA-F. But man, I'm telling you guys, this is the perfect mix of modern and old school. It's not overly stylized. It's not, you know, it's not rife with tech. It has just the right amount of tech, and it's just a really, really nice truck, guys. And I can't wait to bring y'all along for the ownership experience. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please put them down in the comments section. If you have ideas on what you would like to see out of this channel, I'm all ears. If you want me to go, you know, compare this to a Tacoma or a Canyon, I'll do my damnedest to find one. But I'm telling you guys, if you're in the market for a mid-size pickup truck, this is the one. This is the one to check out. Again, comparatively speaking, it doesn't break the bank, and it's so smooth. Again, you can get a Pro-4X that drives just as smooth as this. The fit and finish will be the same. You just won't have all the nicer bells and whistles that I opted for, because I'm a crotchety old man that wants comfort. I'm older than I look. But yeah, guys, it's just a really solid truck. People also shit on the turning radius. This thing turns just as fine as the 5th gen 4Runner. I have no problem turning this thing. And I can't wait to tow with it. But I'll bring y'all along, guys. Again, this is a really nice truck. I'm excited. I'm excited to have this for the channel. And again, if y'all have questions, comments, concerns, ideas on what y'all want to see out of the channel, I'm all ears. But until then, guys, we'll see you on the next one.